We are on day 12 of Vlogmas, and I had to come in the kitchen and just let you see that there is actually sunlight that reaches my house these days, but every time I go to record a video, it's always so dark and dull and dreary. But today is a bright day, so the sun is out, but I am going to be spending my time in my craft room, which is north facing, which means it is going to be dark and dull in there. But I just wanted to show you there is sunshine in my life. I am going to put a load of washing on, and then we are going to go and make something with my sewing machine. Let's go. Et voila, we are in my craft room. Now, I have to say, from here, it looks fine. Let me show you. This is the mess that I'm dealing with. Can you tell that I've not been in here much recently? Because it has been so darn cold, I have been downstairs in the office on my work days with the little oil radiator on. Now, technically I could bring that up here, but I've got my other screen downstairs and I've been working on 2 screens, and I've been loving how much bigger everything is on my bigger screen, so I've been really enjoying that. But I have got to do some work in here today, so I'm going to have to do a little bit of a tidy up, and then we will get going. So what I'm going to be doing today is making a couple of bags for these guys. So these are my Christmas Eve bags that I mentioned in a video. I don't know when, but I mentioned them, and I'm going to make a couple of drawstring bags that I can put these guys in, because they are better than gift bags, because they can be reused for the same people next year for something that their parents want to do, or they can gift them with something else in to somebody else. So I like to do something that is a little bit more sustainable and a little bit more fun for me. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to give this place a little quick tidy up so that I can get going, and then we are going to do some sewing. Doesn't it? A bit more room to work with. Box has gone. Probably need to run the hoover around at some point, but at least my desk is clear enough for me to actually work on now. So this is the stuff that I'm going to be working with here. I need to move that out actually. And oh, I've got another one there. Collecting my glass bottles so that I can use the pipettes, because they're glass, to do my wax sampling. I thought that was a clever idea, but I don't need 2 of them. However, we move. So I am now going to grab a cup of tea, because we always need tea when we work. Yes, I put the warmers on because, believe it or not, they actually give off a nice little bit of heat. And in this tiny room, all sort of 2.2 meters of it squared, it actually warms the room up quite nicely. And I popped something pumpkin, what's it called, cozy, no it wasn't cozy vanilla pumpkin, oh where is it, it was, just put the thing in the bin, it was scent of the month a couple of months ago, warm pumpkin drizzle in there, because I thought that would be a nice cozy scent to work to. If you saw me put in all of the empties in there, that's a video coming up. I might have to do them more often, but the thing is it's usually the same waxes, so I might have to pull out the normal ones or just move through those quickly, because you know which ones I always warm in my kitchen now. Yeah, gonna grab a cup of tea and then we will get going. Hello my beautiful people. So I have managed to sit down. I did make a cup of tea, as you saw. However, I then put out a load of washing, put on a new load of washing, and cleaned the hob. And now I'm out of tea, so I might have to just cool down for for another cup of tea. But we are going to do these fat quart bags. So I am going to use this one because it is the Christmassiest one that I've got. I've got this blue, which is quite nice, and then I made my girl get me the bee one, and I have no idea what I'm going to do with it, but I absolutely love bumblebees, so I got that one, got the blue one, and then I've got this one, which is my Christmassy one. So the first thing I need to do is look at the size of the bag I'm going to need. So I need to do some measurements of this so that I know that this and the other things are going to fit in the bag. Last year I managed to do it out of one sheet, so they're a pack of 5, and I just used one and it worked. This time I'm thinking that this is a little bit bigger. I don't actually think it is. It's the same size as the Buddy Clip boxes. So maybe I'll be able to do it. I just felt it was just a little tight. So I will have a measure and we will see. I don't know if I mentioned that I got a new tripod. So I don't know. Some of you may know, some of you may not know, that my leg fell off mine. And this one is much sturdier. It feels, I don't know whether it's because it's new, but it just takes a little bit more effort to move it round, so I'm happy about that. And I don't want to bend the legs in any way, because when I bent the legs on my other one I could never get them poker straight again, so I'm reluctant. But I've got a new tripod, so that's working for me. Got Matthew making me a cup of tea, and yeah, let's get measuring. Okay, so let's undo it. And I like that this one is twine, but these ones are ribbons, so that's awesome. So we have the little Christmas Nomi gonk things, then we have Christmas tree scene, we have traditional Father Christmas, and we have stars, and we have this sort of classic Christmas jumper pattern. So I am going to choose to do this one and the traditional Father Christmas, I think, for these 2 bags. So these are all the same size. They're quite big, so I think actually it's going to be fine. Look at that. Plenty. So I think maybe, let me come down to you or lift you up a little bit. I think maybe last year I cut it too short for what I wanted. So I've got to remember that I've got to fold over a couple of times for the drawstring, and that's a lot more than I typically need, but do it on the other side as well. Oh, have I got a little clip here? Need to find my clips actually before I get sewing, and then do this side, and then that's going to drawstring up, and that side. So yeah, so I think maybe I cut them too short, because that I think is fine for the length. Then if I put it there, yeah, I think I maybe tried to make 2 out of 1, which would have been a little bit tighter. So if I fold this in half, trying to be too economical maybe with my material, and thinking, yeah, that works, but then you put anything else in it and it's just a little bit tight. So I think I'm going to use the 3 sort of squares, so the 1, 2 to the middle, and then the 3, and then I'll have 1 left over, and I can do something with that. I'll make something happen. Cup of tea's arrived. Oh, 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 I'm knocking it. Thank you. Okay, so I think I am going to get my pins and I am going to get my scissors, and I'm just going to cut both of these to the size that I want and pin them, and then we're going to get sewing. So I have finger pressed all of the edges, and now I've just got my trusty iron out so that I can actually get rid of these sort of square markings from being folded, just using a pillowcase underneath it so that I protect my mats. I don't know if they are heat resistant or anything, to be honest. Let me know if you know in the comments below. So I need to turn that up a little bit. Who saw that coming? Let me know below. I don't mind you telling me that I was stupid right then and there. That made the mat so wavy, and it's already got a wave in it that I didn't put in it for some reason, so I quickly took it off and leant on it in the hopes that it will flatten back down a bit. Such an idiot. But yes, so I'm ironing on the floor, which is much more sensible, because I haven't got room for the ironing board in here for sure. So now I've just got to make sure that this one is the same. So I'm doing them 15 by 24. So I think the full length of it is 24, just under 24. And then we're doing the width. Now the issue is that this design is going this way. The Father Christmases doesn't matter, but this one is going this way. So really I need to do the bag that way. Will that work? I think so. It's going to be thinner though, and maybe that was the problem with the last lot, is that the design went that way, so I had to go that way. But what I can do is I can make it a little taller. So I think before, what I did was I did it this way, but then I made it so that it was like half. There we go. So the design is that way. And I think I made it too short, and so it just pulled it all out, and then there was a little bit of a peak in the top. So if I make sure that I do it 3 deep, even though that looks like it's like almost double the height, once the stuff is in there and it's pulled up, it'll be able to bunch up properly. So we'll do it the other way for this one. So we're going to do the 24. So this one, I've done it this way. So it's going to be the 24 by 14, and then this one I'm going to do the other way. So it's going to be 12 instead of 15 across. So you've got a loss of a couple of inches, and then I'm going to do it 15 tall again, so it'll be the same height as that one, so that would work. It's just got less width to it, so we'll see. We'll do them both and we'll see how we go. Okay guys, so I have ironed both of those. My carpet's nice and warm, and I did remember to turn the iron off, which I didn't do when I ironed the first one, and I nearly caught my leg on it when I sat and when I went back down to do the second one. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to talk about how absolutely off my rocker I am today. I feel a bit woo-woo. Maybe it's the Christmas spirit. So I am going to now get my sewing machine out, and we're going to sew around the edge of these just to seal in these ends. And then we are going to create the bags. We're so close. It's quite a quick and easy one to do when you've got fat quartz. So it's just iron and trim. I'm probably doing these a little bit more fancy than I did last year, folding in the ends just to stop the fraying, because I want them to be used again. So let's get pinning, and then I'm going to get the sewing machine out. So as is usual for me, I have the wrong colour thread for sure. So I'm going to use red because it's Christmas, and blue is not going to cut it. Now, I learned a trick or a tip from a guy off YouTube that deals with sewing machines, and he said never take your thread off and pull it back through the machine, because you pull all the fibrous dust through all of this stuff that you can't get to. So he said to chop it off and pull it out from the bottom. So that is what I'm gonna do. There we go. So it does mean that you get a little bit of wastage, but I would rather do that than damage my machine. Pull this side piece out here and grab the bobbin. I can't remember what I was doing that was blue. Oh, my daughter's bikini top. She didn't need the extra padding, so we took that out and it left the edges a little bit raw, so I did that. So I'm just going to grab my red, thread it up, and we'll be ready to go. So lucky me, found a red bobbin already done, got my red thread, so I'm just going to thread this up and we'll be ready to start sewing. Okay, so I have gone and done this one now. I forgot which way around I was doing this, so I've actually done the French seam and folded it over twice on the long lengths, which I was supposed to do on the Father Christmas one, because those are going to be the side seams. But the side seams on this one are these ones, and I only did it on the flat. I didn't fold it twice because I thought, well, this one's going to get folded again and sewn because of the ribbon, which it's not. That is, so messed up there, but never mind, it doesn't matter, it's still nice finish. So then we have to obviously do the channel for the ribbon, so that's going to go at the top here. So I'm just going to fold that over and sew along again to create the ribbon hole. Now you can, if you are confident on your sewing, you can put the ribbon in to the hole and then fold this over and then sew it so that you don't have to thread the ribbon through. But I'm always worried that I'm going to catch the ribbon and then it's not going to work, so I don't do that. This one is going to be only pulled from one side because I haven't got, I could cut it in half, but I'm not going to. But because this one needs to go this way, it's going to have the ribbon just drawn like a pea bag, just on the one side. Well, not like a pea bag, because pea bag has two sides, but yeah, so this is just going to be a pull on one side, and the other one can be both sides because it opens this way round, so you've got both open, which will make sense when I do it. So I am going to do this fold bit first on this one, and then we'll be able to sew the bag together. Guys, just broke a needle. I've never done that before. Oh my days. I tried to backstitch up to the top of where the ribbon is going, because obviously you don't want to cover the hole where the ribbon is going to go through, but I started a bit further down and I went to go and do a backstitch just to get up to that edge, and my needle snapped. So I don't know if you can see, but that is a little bit of the needle. That is a little bit of the needle just here. Zoom you in. And this, I don't even I've never dealt with this before, so that's lifted up, but oh my god, look at that, that's completely gone. Rubbish. Well, thankfully I've got some replacement needles, but that's never happened. That was quite scary. That made a real crunch. So I hope that everything is okay inside the machine. Or I'm going to be hand sewing, which will be lots of fun. Not. Look who came to visit, guys. You cannot do any crafting project without a cat deciding that they need your attention. So this is Kitty demanding her attention. Are you demanding? Are you demanding, my little purr monster? So I have changed my needle. I've changed it for a denim one. So I'm hoping that that will just hold up a little bit better. I mean, it's only cotton, but it was that top part is obviously like, I don't know, 8 layers of cotton. Obviously did not like that. So I'm going to try again when I get my lap back. Whenever that might be. She's now getting herself all caught up in my microphone. What are you doing? I fits, I sits. Now I have the other one in here. Noisy. You coming up? Want to come and say hello? Come in. Come up. Oh. Mind the microphone. Yeah, I know you're going to want to go up on the desk. Yeah, it's a good place to sit. You can sit just there. That will work. Okay, so I've sewn up the edge. I'm now going to sew the bottom up, and then we get to test it out. I'm trying, guys. I'm trying. You can't sit on it. You can't sit on this. Yes, I can. I need access to this. This has to move with... This has to move. Can you just... Yeah, there we go. There we go, that'll do. You can sit there, that's fine. Okay, so that has done all the sewing for that one bag, which has taken longer than expected because, you know, snap needle and cat visits. What are you doing? So now if I turn, so I've got this, obviously I've got to sew in my ends, weave in my ends. I've got this little gap, but I think that's okay because obviously I've got to put the ribbon in there and everything anyway. So I'm fine with that. I'm just going to use the thread to just tie that up a little bit, make sure that that's not going to budge. And then we turn the bag in the right way. Poke the old corners out. Now I might box this, that's why I'm sort of testing it. I might box the corners. Because that corner isn't great. Anyway, but there we go. So there is my little gnome bag. You don't make a very good window twinkle. And then the little buddies can go in there. Oh, that's much better size. I like this. I like that. So this could then become a little pajama bag for winter. So if you go away with the kids in winter, you can pop their pajamas in there, which would be good. I might do that. I might do a little thing in there that gives them ideas on how they can use the bag once they've finished with it. But that is a good size. I'm pleased with that. So that's going to drawstring to one side. It's going to have the bitty buddy in it. Just got to neaten that up. I can box the corners, so if I turn it back, and we'll have a look if I box the corners out. What that does to the size, the height of the bag, because obviously we still want it to close up. But it might make it so that the stuff sits a bit better. Yeah, that's perfect actually. I think I will do that. So I'm just going to box the corners and then we'll be ready for thread in this bag. Awesome. So to box the corners, all you do is you kind of flatten it out to the seam. Now I haven't got a seam on one side, so I'm just kind of gauging, but on this side I have. So if I undo this, you've got your two seams there and you want to pull this out so that those two seams go together, and then you can decide on how wide you want that box to be by how far down you go. So I'm not going to go too far. It doesn't need to be too wide. So I'm probably just going to do from the corner there 1.5 inches across. Now I know that there's a lady on YouTube that I follow that does this in a lot better way. She has a little tool that she uses to box corners, little sort of template, but I haven't got that, so I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to make sure that I am the same on both sides. Yes, I am marking it with a biro. That's pretty good actually. Okay, so then you just sew a straight line across and then you can cut off the excess. So I'm just going to make sure that the seams are going in opposite directions on this one because there is so much. I don't want to break my needle again. Now, of course, if I wanted to get really fancy, it would be pretty cool to line these bags, but I have not the time to do that, and haven't got the material that I would want to do that either. So just flipping this back this way, pointing out those corner edges there, and there we have the boxed bag. It's got two corners there, and now when you put that in it, it sits on the bottom flat rather than not sitting flat. So happy with that one. Just need to get the ribbon. Now I'm going to do the other one. handheld because I am going to flip you around and show you my finished bags. So it is now 5:45. I haven't been doing them, but I've been filling them and making the stuff that goes in them, and well, not making it all, but sorting some stuff out. And we got Christmas down from the loft, so let me flip you around and I will show you the completed bags. So this is what is going in my Christmas Eve bags this year. We have a snowman bitty buddy, some magic reindeer food, so that is for you to sprinkle down the garden, or out the front of the house might be a better place. Then got some crayons and some colouring. There's 4 different colouring motifs there. Oh, I'm gonna make it all fall over now. Let me look. So we've got Father Christmas and a present, some stockings, some fancy Christmas ornaments. We used to have one of these and one of these when I was a kid, and maybe one of those actually, I remember them. And then try not to, and then a snowman. So those are there to be coloured in. So these are what I call my Christmas Eve bags. Here's the completed bag. So the only thing that I think you didn't see was me threading the ribbon. I did find a small safety pin to help me with that. So there you go, some chocolate coins as well, those white chocolate ones. So that is the content of the bags. They are big enough to put a set of pyjamas in, so you can use them when you go away, which is cool. So that is that one completed. And that ends this episode of Vlogmas with me. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit subscribe and that notification bell so you actually get notified, hopefully, when I next upload. Let me know, what are you doing for your kids this Christmas? If you have small children or grandchildren, is there any traditions you do on Christmas Eve? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. If you're new, don't forget to put a red heart with it, and I'll say a special thank you and hello for you coming to your first video. I hope you come back and see some more. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. It means the world to me that you come and support the channel. So I will see you in the next vlog. See you soon. Bye.